Hi friends, I hope that everybody's doing well. For anybody new tuning in, my name is Gabriella. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. There may be something that you've been on the lookout for. You may be being encouraged to loosen your grip a bit on this. Only if it's something that you've been becoming maybe even so distracted by. Meaning you may know that there's a new chapter and you may know that something is happening. And sometimes when we feel out of control, we like to get as much information as possible. However, this is a time to remind yourself that whatever information you need, you are going to receive, and if there's any information you don't have, it's because it's not time yet. We are starting off with the Hierophant. It looks like you are getting extra help right now from your guides. It looks like there's divine timing at play here as well. The more you connect with spirit, the more you connect with your guides, the more helpful this is going to be to you. It looks like something that you're trying to figure out right now. For some of you, you're trying to figure out where you're going to feel most connected. It looks like you're looking for a deeper sense of fulfillment as well. Like this goes beyond just things being physical for you. This is something spiritually that you're looking for. Spiritually, energetically. So even if like part of this is something physical, say you're looking for a new job, and wherever you are now, you feel like it's time to move, you feel like you've kind of graduated from whatever it is that you've been doing. You want to find a new job that, like, although again it's something physical for you, you also want to feel a sense of like energetic, emotional, spiritual fulfillment with what it is that you're doing. That's just an example. So yeah, whatever this is for you, there's an important component now to it that you want to have integrated into what this is that you're doing. Whether it be like a relationship or something that you're starting, something that you're trying to maneuver through and figure out. And you may also be connecting with spirit now in a way where things that may not have, that maybe you didn't feel mattered before or weren't so much of a priority to you, now those things are becoming priorities. So it seems like there's also like a shift because of that in what matters to you. Certain things are no longer trivial. They are important to you. So it seems like with these new like values that you have, things that are important to you, you're trying to maneuver, like, now that this is important, how do I make that decision over here? And how is that integrated with this other thing that I'm doing? And how do I bring these things all together now? Because this feels important to me. I'm seeing the color red. It also looks a little bit fuchsia, even is the word that I'm getting. Fuchsia. I guess that can be a name too. I'm seeing keys. I'm seeing a book. I'm seeing a graduation cap here. You're figuring out long-term moves that you're making. For some of you, this can be related to a business that you're building. It can be connecting with your legacy in general. Wanting to make strategic moves where you're really thinking things out. Okay. I'm seeing something about a message. Okay, there's a message. Somebody's getting back to another person. Interesting, the visuals on this. So I'm seeing somebody that would perceive themselves in the place of an emperor. sending a message to another person. This can be related to business things. It can also just be like a masculine figure within your life sending a message to someone. However, I'm seeing like somebody else, I see this as a response to whatever message this is, and somebody's saying that they're not interested. See this? So this person is reaching out to this person over here, but this person is kind of replying. You may have been, I guess depending on which angle, which narrative, side that you're on here. Like one person is reaching out to another person and trying to get them in on whatever it is that they're doing. This can even be something emotional. It can be something interpersonal too. And I'm seeing another person reply saying that they are not into whatever this is. Meaning, let's use an example. Say you're starting a business and you wanted to reach out to somebody and see if they had like information for you, or they could help, or they wanted to collaborate with you or something, and this person is like, sorry, like it's not something that's resonating with me, like I don't want to be part of this, whatever this is. We're gonna get further and see, because I want to know the context of this. This may be more relational. This looks more personal, actually. One person may be kind of like spilling their heart a bit, and the other person, I'm seeing them be more in an air space, like less on an emotional front, like when communicating with this person. Okay, I will say this too. If you were trying to figure out like whether or not to it's not even whether or not to reach out to somebody, but I will say this too, remember energies can be reversed. You may have been trying to figure out and listen to your guidance, like is it right or not for me to reach out to this person, but beyond that, because it seems like you may have even made up your mind to be doing this and reaching out to this person. You may have been trying to figure out, like, what do I say to this person? Where it would be in alignment with my guidance to be communicating what I'm communicating with this person, where they are not going to be disinterested, meaning you would want this person to be interested, and you may be trying to use your guidance to figure out how to formulate communication with this person moving forward enough to get them to want to engage with you, is what I'm seeing here. Because it seems like this is where, like, your guides or even spirit are coming into this, and you may be, figuring out how it is to communicate with this person or reach out to this person. For some of you, though, it's not going to matter what you say. This person is not interested. Definitely can depend on this situation, but for some of you, this person is not interested at all. It's not going to resonate with them. So it doesn't really matter what is being said. I'm seeing there be a focus on what you're trying to build for yourself. Yeah, something may have become clear to you that something wasn't going to work out, a direction that you were moving in, or something that you were trying to make happen. Again, it does feel like this, even though I'm not getting like much on the other person's energy, but like the person that is like making the offer or sending the message or whatever, it seems like you've heard information or you've received clarity or information that tells you that like whatever this message is or you trying to reach out does not resonate with this person. And this could be somebody even that you were thinking about having a relationship with, because I'm seeing the Ten of Pentacles here, and I'm seeing the Four of Wands here, and it seems kind of like you thinking about your future, and you may have been thinking that like somebody would be interested in this. It's this particular person. That doesn't mean another person isn't going to be interested, but for this particular person that's in the Four of Cups energy, this person is like not looking for... Ten of Pentacles is kind of like what would be ideal for you within a relationship, and then, well, to also have the Four of Wands here too. What would be ideal for you within a relationship, family structure or lack thereof, like the house that you would live in, or the place, location that you would occupy, the foundation of the relationship, what that looks like to you, all of these things that would be ideal to you. It's like this person is not interested in that, meaning like not with where you're coming from, meaning it's not compatible. But I am seeing Neptune here, so there definitely could have been something going on with that good old Neptune. Okay, so when we have a Neptune contact, which it seems very much like something's going on with Neptune, when you have a Neptune contact with somebody in your synastry, Neptune contact with somebody in your synastry, this means that like when you come into contact with this person, when you meet them, or like when you make eye contact with them for the first time, or like when you come to know who this person is, or to even like realize that this person exists, you may like fall pretty hard. Essentially, initially, it's like the more time you spend with this person, or around this person, or within their energy field, you may you may like soften more and more to them. The thing though with Neptune is that like not all is as it seems, and so Neptune can be tricky in that way, because what happens is that when we have a Neptune contact with somebody, it means that like you look at this person and you see them as being so ideal in so many different ways. However, what happens with Neptune is that like you don't actually know the person, like you don't know what's behind there, you don't know what's going on, and so you could think like you guys have the same dreams and the same this and the same that, and what happens is that like later on down the line, like once you actually get to know the person, you realize, for the most part, depending on the contact, but this is like normally how it goes, you realize that how you initially perceive this person, or even the assumptions that you made initially, or like what your feelings were telling you, end up being very, very different than how the person is. Meaning you may see somebody and be like, yeah, that person definitely loves puppies and ice cream, and so do I, and so we're gonna get married and it's gonna be great. And then it's like you get further down the line and get to know this person, and they actually hate puppies and ice cream. Like they are not a puppies and ice cream person. And then you're in a spot where you're like, well, I fell in love with like this image that I had of this person, and I thought this and I thought that. So the thing with Neptune to be cautious of and to be aware of as well when you have a Neptune contact with somebody is that you want to base it off like the cold hard facts of what you know about somebody. Because again, Neptune can be, Neptune is like illusion and trickery. It can be. It's like, it's the higher octane of Venus. So it's kind of like Venus in overdrive. And so it can kind of like override logic in a lot of ways, but a lot of the time it can be part of an illusion where like you don't really know the person, and you're kind of falling for this like projected image that you have of the person. So yeah. You want to, if you have a Neptune contact with someone, the greatest way to like work with the energy is to like really find out who they are by like asking them questions about compatibility. Like, what do you see here? And like, are we compatible in this way? And like, these are my values and this is important to me. Is this also important to you too? You know, rather than just a one-sided relationship where you're projecting onto the person, which can be very easy. You want to get them to engage with you, so you can find out if that compatibility is really there. And to not assume, do not assume with a Neptune contact, because it'll have you believing in some things that are definitely not happening. Yeah, Neptune in more of a shadow can be like even a delusional energy where you think one thing is happening, meaning let's talk about this. Like, you see somebody on the street and you make eye contact with them, and like later on you're at home being like, I'm gonna marry this person and this is gonna happen and that's gonna happen, and like rarely does that actually work out. Sometimes, yeah, it does work out, but for the most part, like, this person is never gonna think about you ever again. And so like, you may have it in your head that you guys are gonna have like a fairy tale wedding and all of this stuff, and meanwhile you like never bump into them again, it never happens again. It was just like a fantasy, an illusion. So yeah, so it's something to be mindful of, and it's something that gets the best of us too. It's very, very easy to fall into it. Like, even when we know what a Neptune contact is about, it's still very easy to succumb to that. So yeah, I'm seeing something here about like a fantasy or an ideal about a living situation and a relationship and where things would go and all of that, and your guide's saying, let's reframe this. We need to kind of zoom out. We need to look at this differently because you may not be seeing all that's there. I am also seeing a tower, so maybe this is a bit of a shock or a bit of a surprise. The thing with a tower as well is that like something has been being built upon a foundation that is not necessarily like stable or sturdy, and so the tower comes and kind of knocks everything out of your hand, and it allows you to build back up from a place of stability, so you're doing things right. Towers are kind of like the rebalancing of nature, so you don't get too far going in a direction you're not meant to be going in. Ugh. The Nine of Swords. That feels like taking things pretty hard. It's like having the truth and feeling like this was maybe quite a difficult thing to wrap your head around. I will say this too, the thing with Neptune is that, yeah, I think like intuitively and in the bottom of your heart and like within your intuition and all of that, you kind of know the truth. And so it may have been something that you could have been avoiding, and now it's kind of here in an unavoidable way. The thing too is that like after having, I'm seeing Neptune be a big player here. After having some sort of experience with Neptune, it's kind of like the rug gets pulled out from under you, and so it can be very hard to adjust to it. Like, no, that's not what I wanted to see. Like, can we keep the movie going? I don't want it to end here. And here it is, and things are finishing up. So yeah, it can be hard to look into it because with Neptune as well, and remember, like, all of us have Neptune in our charts, all of us have Pisces somewhere, all of us have a 12th house. The thing with Neptune is that sometimes with Neptune, instead of being one with reality, it represents escapism and avoiding situations and all of that. And so it seems even like something can't be avoided any longer. And so here it is. And I'm seeing this, which feels very much like seeing the truth within a situation and realizing and just finally having that clarity that you were seeking to make sense of this. Yeah, somebody may have set boundaries with you. That could have also been something that felt hard too. If somebody didn't set boundaries, they may have kind of... To have the Queen of Swords here, this means, like, if you... say you went up to somebody and you were being kind of, like, sentimental and whatnot, this person would not retort in a sentimental way. This is somebody that would be very, like, straight to the point, very... This person actually may have abilities. I'm hearing clairvoyant with the Queen of Swords. Something special about this person's throat chakra even. Yeah, you may see this person as being like more cerebral at times even with the Queen of Swords. This person would also be very balanced with the air energy. Like, you would perceive this person as being like mentally and emotionally balanced. But yeah, that may have been hard too, because like the Queen of Swords is not necessarily going to be like super comforting. Oh no, I'm seeing a meme here. It's like, you know, when somebody's getting sick after they drank too much, they're like around the toilet, and there's that friend, usually an air sign, that has like a broom and is like patting their friend on the shoulder with it. It's kind of like that sort of vibe here. So yeah, something may have happened and somebody wasn't like super comforting, but it just seems that this person wouldn't have thought that would be appropriate within this situation with the Queen of Swords. Like maybe you don't have that close of a relationship with this person. Can be. Sometimes the Queen of Swords can be seen as being a bit cold, however, it just seems like it would have been appropriate. Like, the Queen of Swords is not going to sugarcoat it, and so, like, they will tell you the truth. You know, they're not gonna lie to you just to make you happy. This is somebody that's very, very honest and very, very deliberate with what they say as well. Yeah, karmically, this person also has a sense of awareness about what they would be getting involved with. It's interesting to see, like, two energies and also the merging of both of these. The person that said no, the person that turned this down, can potentially even see the trajectory of karmically what that would mean for them, and this is also part of the reason why they said no, because of understanding the karmic implications of this. I'm seeing somebody cut something off very, very quickly rather than allowing it to continue to run. So yeah, this may have been something where, like, you thought that there was going to be, like, more inertia behind something, or that it would happen and, like, even pick up, and I'm seeing something be, like, kind of stopped in its tracks quickly. The good thing about this is that rather than continuing to go along with something that isn't based in reality, this is giving you the opportunity to, like, understand why things got to the place that they did, and to be able to really ground things. Because when Neptune is grounded, Neptune is, like, the most brilliant, ethereal, imaginative, loving energy. However, when it's ungrounded, it can be very much based in things that are not actually happening. And so it's something to very much be mindful of. Again, all of us have Neptune somewhere in our charts, and so this can happen with any of us, especially because you can have a Neptune contact with anybody. Okay, so I'm seeing a change. I'm looking at the Death card and I'm looking at the Two of Cups. So there's some very big change, very big transformation in relation to you and potentially, like, what you see your Two of Cups to be. It seems very much like there's a lot of like truth and understanding that you're receiving, because I'm seeing you be open to something and, like, wanting to know and wanting to see something, and it seems like now that has allowed you to kind of, like, being in a place where you're like, I'm opening my ears, I really want to know what's going on here, give me the answers. And I'm seeing you get the answers that you need, and I'm seeing you kind of, like, work with that to work things out and to understand things. And then it also tells you what your place is within this situation, because I'm seeing you be in a spot where it's like, okay, now you can take action, but you may feel conflicted about moving away from something. The thing is that you're going to be able to move away once you realize that whatever this situation is, you're not going to find what you're looking for there. Even if previously you thought that you were going to. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, you want to make sure that the moves that you are making are based in grounded reality so you can build what you want to build. Because I'm even seeing you, like, put things down and then have them kind of float away, and it's like you look back at this thing that you're building and it's all kind of all over the place. So you want to make sure that you're grounding it. Yeah, I will say this too again. I'm seeing somebody somebody like not feeling like they're in a great place emotionally, mentally, and sending a message to another person. I'm seeing somebody that looks like they're upset and communicating with another person, or look like they're distressed in some way, or that they feel worried about something, like not feeling, I'm hearing peachy keen, not feeling, I don't know, feeling bothered in some way. Upset, bothered, anxious, regretful, things like that. Anything else? Sad, maybe? Upset, I think we said that already. Things like this, like the nine of swords. And so I'm seeing that happen, and then like I'm seeing it be received by the Queen of Swords. Yeah, the thing is, as well, is that like you want to be like reading the room and reading your audience too, because like if you're sending a message to somebody and it, like, you want to make sure that it's appropriate for like the relationship and also the situation. Because it even seems like, I don't know, say you're like not that close with your boss, right? And you're like calling your boss up at work, like just all over the place, and it seems very unprofessional. Like your boss is going to give you a professional response, you know, and may find it be very inappropriate for the environment. So you just want to be mindful of like who this person is that you're communicating with, because I don't know, there's something going on with the water energy where there may be more of like a shadow water energy, meaning shadow water energy can be like kind of manipulative, like trying to get people like to even validate what's going on for them or whatever, trying to get like a bit of an audience or even sympathy within a situation can be somewhat manipulative. And whoever this person is that's on the receiving end, this is not somebody that is going to really respond to that. So it's just something to be mindful of when it comes to this person that you're communicating with. Yeah. Okay, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.